everybody, welcome to the Back to School blog hop. The blog hop starts Saturday, August 7th, and it starts early in the morning. You're going to start at pinkcricket.com, and it's going to go ahead and take you through all of the blogs that you're going to hop on through. It's a bunch of wonderful ladies. There's going to be a giveaway sponsored by MemoryMiser.com. And there's going to be a bunch of other prizes. As far as my blog, I am going to be giving away 2 stamp sets. It's the brand new stamp sets by Scrappy Mom Stamps. They haven't even been released yet, so there's going to be 2 winners at my blog, one for each of the new Scrappy Mom stamps that are coming out. So I'm going to be doing that on my blog, and then all of the other hoppers are also going to be having some giveaways and projects. I'm sure there's going to be video tutorials and everything like that. So hop on over to pinkcricket.com, start there, and if you want to go ahead and enter my giveaway, I'll be one of the stops, but you can also just go to madebymomo.blogspot.com and you can get directed to Pink Cricket and to the giveaway and to everything like that. So what I'm going to be making today, we're supposed to make something back to school related, and I had a really hard time with this, but I really wanted to do something for moms, because I know moms kind of go crazy over back to school. They have to make sure everything's perfect. So I decided to do a mom's back to school survival kit, and it's just going to be sort of like a notebook that I'm going to make using my Bind It All, but I'm going to put a few very important elements for moms in it, and I think it's a great idea if you want to make it for yourself, if you want to make it for a friend of yours, for your family. It makes a really cute gift for a mom that's getting, her kids ready to go back to school. So we're going to start with 2 pieces of chipboard, and they're both cut out at 9 by 7 inches. That's going to be the size of our notebook, and the reason that I chose this size is because I wanted, if you get an 8.5 by 11 paper, which is where most of the memos and things that come from school that you need to keep with you, if you fold it in half, I wanted it to be able to fit into the pockets. So that's why I made it this size. So that's the 2 pieces of chipboard, and that's just for the cover. And then I went ahead and cut out some pattern paper, and I wanted to make it really pretty for mom. So I got, these are both from Basic Gray, and these are also cut out at 7 by 9, as well as these are 7 by 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started by putting our covers together. So they've already been cut. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to cover the front and the back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and covered the front and the back of my cover and and this is going to be the front just because it has the bigger butterfly, and I think it's really pretty. And then this is going to be the back, and then this is obviously going to be the inside, just like this. So it's going to close, and this is going to be the back and the front. And then what I decided to do on the front covers is, this is just a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And then what I did was I got this, I printed this off of the computer. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to fit both of them, but I'm not. I printed this off of the computer, and I put important phone numbers, and on the other one I put important dates. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mat it onto this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and matted it. Now, when you're adhering this down, for instance, I wanted to put the phone numbers on the front. So this is the front, and I put it on the front, and then I wanted to put the important dates on the back. Make sure that you have this laid down exactly the way that you're going to do it, because what you want to do is when you're laying this down, just depending on how big it is, I made mine pretty big. I want to put it as close to the edge as possible, because you have to remember that you're going to have your binding from your Bind It All on the opposite side. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. So then this way, when I do my binding, the binding is going to be here, and it won't interfere with my little thing that I did on the inside. So we've got our important phone numbers, so mom can write down the school phone numbers, maybe some moms, teachers, things like that, and then the important dates like birthdays or days off, or PTA meetings. I'm sure there's still PTA meetings, right? So, open house or little things like that. So that's the important phone numbers and dates. And then what I did was I wanted to do some pockets for the inside. Now, I made everything on the inside of my book. I made everything an inch smaller, but it's the same height, so it's 9 by 6. And the reason that I did that is because once I do the binding here, I'm gonna put a little hole here, and I'm gonna put an eyelet and run a ribbon. That way it can be tied and it can be closed, and it doesn't have to swing open. So I made everything an inch smaller, just on the width. So I've already gone ahead and done 3 of the pockets. I'm gonna do one with you, and you're just gonna get a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I'm just using my Martha Stewart scoreboard. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna score on 3 inches. And then we're going to flip it over and score it at 6 inches. And then you're just going to run your 3-inch side. You're going to just fold it up and make sure that your crease is nice and tight. And then you're just going to flip this over this way at the 6-inch. And then once you're done doing that, you're going to open it up, and remember, your pockets are going to be on the outside, and you're just going to run some ATG on the side and at the bottom. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to seal it closed. And that way, when you have your pocket, it's gonna be binded on this side where these little flaps are. But then you can use your pocket here, and you also have just like a little pocket up here that can hold stuff as well. There we go. And I'm actually gonna put the excess one on the back. So there we go. We've got our pockets and we've got our writing paper for our notes. So our book is almost complete. What I'm gonna do is, right now I'm just gonna start doing my binds and try to get everything together just so I can start finishing it up. So I'm gonna take out my Bind It All. Okay, and then what you can do is, I'm going to go ahead and get my Crop-A-Dile, and I'm gonna punch the hole here on the outside of this, and I'm going to use it with the bigger hole punch. So what I'm going to do is I went ahead and rolled my front cover to line up with my back cover, and that's just to use the hole that we've already punched as a guide for the second one. So I just got a little pencil and traced it. There we go. And then I have my eyelets right here. I'm using some white ones, and I'm going to go ahead and set them in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and adhere our ribbon. I've already done it to the front. And what you're going to do is you're just going to get a little piece of ribbon, and you're going to put it through your eyelet. And then once you get it on this side, you're just going to tie a simple knot. And then you're going to take it all the way to the end, and it won't be able to go through your eyelet. And then you're going to get your edge of your ribbon. You're going to trim it off pretty short, and you're going to get your lighter and burn the edges just so that it doesn't fray, because you're going to be opening it and closing it quite a bit. And we're going to go ahead and close our book. And that way, you can always have your little notebook closed with an adorable bow. See how cuters? I love it. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim my tails a little bit, just at an angle. And if you want them to stay like this, then go ahead and burn your edges again, and that way they will always stay at an angle just the way that you cut them. I'm trying to do it so I don't burn myself. I'm gonna burn myself. There we go. So there's that one. And that one. And that way, no matter how many times you open and close it, it won't fray at the ends. There we go. Okay, so another thing I wanted to do to my book is I cut out these little tabs from my kitchen, and I'm just going to use them as little tabs on the actual little folders. And this is really easy to do. You can just do a square, fold it in half, and then cut the edges, and it'll be just like this one. So I've gone ahead and just folded them. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place them. Probably, I'm going to do one right up here. So let me just get my ATP. That's Hero jingling in the background. Okay, so I've gone ahead and finished up my tabs on the side. So we've got 3 tabs that can be personalized. And if you're going to give this as a gift, you can totally personalize the front, put the person's name, put something super cute in the front. And you should also make them some cards. Make them thank you cards for teachers, for moms, birthday cards, you know, tuck them into the pockets. You can make little encouragement cards for the kids. These are the ones that I made using the Scrappy Mom stamps, and I use Create a Critter. They're really simple because they're for kids, and they have, you know, you're too cool, have a dynamite day, you're my sunshine. These are perfect little cards that you can, you know, just slip into one of the pockets to make it a little bit more complete. And you know, you don't only have to use this for back to school. You can make this for a wedding planning, for maybe a bride, and put the monogram of her husband or husband to be and things like that on it. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with it. I hope you guys enjoyed this project as much as I enjoyed making it. And I am going to make a card for those of you who don't have a bind-it-all and are not able to make this card. I am going to make a Cricut card using the Doodle Charms cartridge, and it's going to be a super cute card. So head on over to my blog, madebymomo.blogspot.com. I'm not going to be making a video on it, but the photo will be there as well as a recipe for it, so that you guys can you know, make it for you guys as well. So please join us on the blog hop. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to you know, get started at pinkcricket.com, and if for some reason you can't get there, just go to my blog, madebymomo.blogspot.com, and I'll direct you over to Sarah's blog where you guys can get started. There's going to be prizes, projects, videos, all kinds of fun stuff. So that's it. Oh, I'm pooped. I'm tired of talking. I'm such a maniac. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye guys.